Hello and welcome to AntipoDnD, a show in which a bunch of Australians play Dungeons and Dragons in a setting partly inspired by prehistoric Australia and New Zealand. I'm David, I'm the Dungeon Master for this madness. I'm joined by April, Doug, Kynwin and Zindi, who are my usual players. Now, our heroes? Yeah, they sort of wait.
Heroic. We're the heroes of...
We're heroic.
We're not
That's
killing
a good way.
the innocent.
They weave a path that somehow keeps coming back to the heroic, but not necessarily. It's
On
not
purpose.
necessarily deliberate. Yeah.
Yeah.
We
They
have intentions.
they've infiltrated the anchorage, the pirate haven among the Wandering Isles. They've disguised themselves as pirates, for which we have some preliminary art. Now, with huge thanks to April, so
No worries.
this
You can
is-
throw up that Aussie too.
Yep, so I've got them on separate screens. So you've got Morzod, Dagmar, and Vitericus, and also a very quick but charming Aussie,
That's the point across.
which April did while we were April did Aussie while we were chatting before the game began. With a little, I love the little octopus purse.
Octopus purses. Yeah.
So
fine fashion.
while investigating certain things, they are here in order to slay the pirate queen Aneth, to cut off the head of this sordid organization, and also a touch of vengeance for their friend Rala Swift, who happens to be the pirate queen's daughter, who in part blames her mother for dragging her away from her rather happy childhood as on her father's vineyard. In the process, they've been trying to learn what they can about the Queen. They've been trying to learn about her habits, her practices, possibly her power. Where does her power come from? And they gathered to discuss their thoughts and theories and findings in the mess. What do I call it? The
grub.
GSG. Yeah.
That's it.
Because,
Frog,
grub, slop, or grog.
Mm-hmm. There we go.
You've absolutely kind of done yourself an injury calling it that, because every time...
It's a rough one.
I need it on a post-it note or something.
Yeah,
I don't think that'll help.
Yeah. No. Guessing.
So, while having this discussion, sharing their thoughts, trying to work out what to do next, they realized they were perhaps starting to draw attention to themselves as they discussed some sensitive information and maybe dropped a few names they maybe shouldn't have.
We retconned those.
Some of them.
Not all of them.
And
The fun one we didn't. The in public one we did, because that was me.
And you then realized that sitting on one of the beams above you that supports the big pieces of canvas that make up the roof of this place, there was an Aarakocra, a wizard Aarakocra who you've spotted before, who seemed to be listening in on you. Rala Swift, noticing this, decided that a diversion was in order, immediately stood up and punched Vitericus. And with her left arm, of course, because her right arm is non-functional. And that is where we finished the last session. So, Vitericus, you have been struck. The rest of you have seen this happen. What do you do?
Arrow.
I think I drew my sword at some point, didn't I?
You did.
You did, yes.
So
Dagmar
I'm
will
going to have to-
immediately start a fight chant. Fight.
I'm going
No
to cut over
fighting.
the top of Helga and say, we will settle this on the keel later. You have been ordered to the ship.
And yes, and the proprietor of the mess, whose name I cannot remember.
Oh, that's the hell
Yeah,
Tabaxi.
Mehema. Her name is Mehema. She is the hairless tabaxi. And she's going to yell, hey, take it to the keel. No fighting in here.
Morzod
Oh,
looked
yes.
delighted because, oh my god, bar fight, and then immediately put out.
I need all of you to curb your bloodthirst for just a second, please.
And Rala Swift, in the guise of Sparrow, will say to you, Orsi, Captain, I can't believe you let this fool sail with us. I'll be waiting on the boat. I will be most upset if he returns with you. And she storms out.
Duly noted.
Vatericus, with your passive insight, you know that Rala Swift is decided to set up the appearance of division within your crew, so it looks less likely that you're working together on something, and it might also give you an in with Orsi's enemy, the Queen, because the Queen does suspect the Orsi of
Damn
something.
it. Orsi really likes her. Fucking Christ.
But Rala Swift has just stormed out. What do you do now?
Is
That
it
was
just
awkward.
is it just Rala and Vatericus who noticed the Aarakocra, or did all of us, or what was the?
Dagmar would too. She's got very
Dagmar would
high perception.
Mm.
I believe last time Rolla did sort of do the kind of thing when she noticed him.
Orsi has quite low.
Yeah, he doesn't know shit.
Right.
Yeah, no, it's not high. It's like 12 or something.
You need to tap him on the shoulder and then like point very conspicuously.
Yeah, someone needs to tap him on the shoulder and let him know. Well, that was-
watched.
What was that?
What? I had phlegm.
Okay.
Well, Captain, I guess it's your call. Seems like the crew is splitting up either way. Do you want to keep your deckhand or your first officer?
Well, obviously, I want to keep my first officer. Don't be stupid.
She's hotter. I mean, if we all
Wow.
vote.
No, all right. Okay, well, let's take a vote then. Morzod, you're the decider.
Dagmar is going to make eye contact with Morzod and kind of just try to convey with eyebrows that,
Okay.
you know,
What check is
More-
that?
yeah,
it's
Morzod.
time to turn on Vatericus.
Morzod, can you give me an insight check, please?
Yeah. Where's insight? Here we go. What do we got? It's a 17.
That I will say is good enough with Dagmar's.
You can choose to do what you like, but Dagmar has alerted you that she is in on Vatericus's plan, maybe. She thinks so, but she's not 100% sure, but she's enough sure.
Morzod out of this is just like, you get so need enough a drink.
I have no idea what got into her. Unbelievable.
Well, whatever it is, I'm not sailing with her again, so let me know your decision. In the meantime, I'm going to be staying somewhere in the anchorage, I guess.
What? Get back to the boat. What is happening right now?
And I'm going to leave.
Okay.
What? Well, Helga? Charlie?
I say good riddance. Personally.
Which one? Both of them?
I mean,
Mostly him.
I was
a bit
waiting
of a
for them to punch each other personally.
Oily git, isn't he?
I mean, either way, it's getting a bit noodly between them two, eh?
Which direction does Vatericus go?
I think I'm headed down to the Queen's frigate.
Okay. Cool.
I feel like Orsi genuinely has no idea what's going on.
Which is great.
He's so confused. Yeah, your secret is safe with his complete misunderstanding of the situation.
Morzod's kind of aware that it's an act, but also aware that he's not very good at acting, so he's just gonna be Morzod at it.
I mean, that's an excellent solution.
Yeah.
Well, heavens! Well, I don't know what to do. How long have we been here, by the way? Has it been just a day? 2 days?
Like 1 and 1 bit days.
Yeah.
We arrived yesterday.
It's not like you ain't used to Bates sleeping in someone else's house.
Yeah. I mean, you just gotta let them either cool off or not. And if they don't, we'll just leave them here. It'll be fine.
Okay. Well, I...
Reassuring back pat for the captain.
Thank you. All I wanted to do was go and pick up my handkerchief, but I don't think it's ready yet.
I mean, we can stop by the tailor if you would like.
Sure, I'd love to do that.
I think we'll get you
We're
a
gonna go to
nice
the tailor.
hanky, and then we'll go back to
Love
the
my-
ship.
Okay. Well, you know what? Actually, let's just go back to the ship. I don't think it's ready yet. He said like 2-3 days.
Okay, yeah, he did say that. All right, let's
Yeah,
go back to the
okay.
ship.
Back to the ship. Let's get back to the ship.
Sure, there's swabbing or some shit.
Has Orsi noticed the Aarakocra or nah?
You can give me a perception check now. As
Sure.
Orsi is sort of looking around going, what is going on?
26.
Okay, you have now spotted the Aarakocra.
Oh, hello.
God, there's a dead great bird up there.
Oh, heavens! What are you doing in the rafters?
The Aarakocra is immediately going to take off and fly in the general direction of where you know the wizard's home is.
Oh. I was going to ask him because, like, you know, he's Aarakocra, so he flies. Like, do you think he's from the elemental plane of air? Do you think he was, like, born here? I wanted to know if he had any thoughts about how Kai Withel floats.
I have nothing. I have nothing.
Speechlessness is genuine.
I have never seen or see this train of thought. No filter. And I think we're going to steer him back towards the boat.
So,
Okay.
Vitericus, you're heading towards the frigate. Are you actually going to try to board the frigate?
I am. I think I'm going to get to the gangplank. I assume there's still two guards on deck. Same guys as before. I can't imagine we've been talking long enough for a shift to end.
Not been that long.
I'm going to rock up and go, hey, bosun on deck?
They say, yeah.
Bosun!
They both look at each other, look back, and you say, you want us to do that?
I'm going to spool up my ring of thaumaturgy. Bosun!
And the head appears over the side of the ship. What?
You got a job?
For you?
Yeah.
1 minute. Disappears. And you'll be left waiting for a short time, during which you'll see your crewmates head back to your boat. The rest of you will probably see Vitericus. Will probably notice Vitericus standing down there.
I mean, you'll hear me shouting with the ring of thaumaturgy up.
Very true.
Is that Fitty? Did you hear that? I think that was Fitty.
I think that was Bait.
Yeah, that was definitely
I think Bait has gone and found himself a new position on the Queen's frigate.
No. Why? Oh, is that part of the exchange
Because
program?
he's a sleazy fuck.
Oh, okay. Can someone explain to me? It was stage whispering. Can someone explain to me what's going on, please?
Bait is a bad first mate. We should never think of him again.
Okay. Sure.
Let's like prodding Orsi towards the boat.
Okay, I'm going. Let's step into my cabin and we can talk about it. I don't understand.
So, after about a minute of waiting, the bosun reappears, and he is walking with the Dragonborn cleric.
Oh, that is Marek.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they will actually both walk down the gangway towards you, Vatericus.
Mm-hmm.
So you were still standing there on the pier, and the Dragonborn is going to say, "Where does you want to join our crew?"
Not opposed.
What's wrong with your old crew?
Well, there was something of an altercation at GSG today, or this evening, and apparently I'm in need of a new ship.
So you've been let go?
I'm leaving before I'm let go.
Yeah.
The Queen's frigate has no space, that's fine, I'll sign on somewhere else, but...
What's their problem with you? What's the grief?
What a good question.
No.
Functionally, functionally, it seems to boil down to the fact that they are unhappy with me, to some extent covering for the captain.
Interesting.
Oh,
Give me a deception check, but I'm going to giving you advantage on this, because that is a very convincing argument.
Matt, he's the smartest, and yet he's the dumbest.
So I've rolled a 21, but not a terribly large amount of time has passed, so glibness is still up, which makes it a 30.
Okay. They'll briefly exchange glances and look back at you and say, "Can you give us an example of what that means?"
God damn it.
Look, Captain Finn really hasn't been a pirate for long. I'm sure he's told the Queen that.
The bosun just lets that out. As in, yeah, you know shit.
Good. So every once in a while, he'll just tell us to, like, hoist up the thing, batten down the what's it, that sort of thing. I'm the one who sort of has to cover and get the crew, on task. Or if, he picks a heading and that heading takes us onto shoals of, reef or rocks or anything like that, I'm the one who sort of has to plot the course around it.
And the Dragonborn is going to say, "Why don't you come aboard? I think the Queen might want to meet you."
Is this an official inn, or because if it is, I'll grab my gear first.
I say, how's about this? You'd best stay with your crew for now, but when the Queen's ready, we'll get word to you, but we'll keep it quiet if that suits you.
Yeah, is that going to be tomorrow? I reckon I can play one more night with that crew before they start asking too many questions about why I'm still hanging around and that sort of thing. But
Dragonborn looks around and says, "Might be tomorrow. The thing is, situations like this, Queen might think you're more useful commanding that sloop than swabbing the decks of this thing."
Ericus's eyes light up with the promise of command, somewhat deceptively.
But
and it'll be like, truly.
But he adds, "Can't make promises on her part. You'll have to convince her during an interview. But if you're being truthful and you know your way around a boat, we might be able to make this work."
Duly noted.
But for now, try to stay in the good books. Wouldn't hurt to at least retain some of the crew you've got there.
Yeah, I reckon I can keep 2 of them, not including the captain.
That's a start. All right.
Wonderful.
Thank you for bringing this to my attention. It's good to have all the details. We'll be in touch.
A pleasure. I have not had the Ring of Thaumaturgy active for that entire time, so I've not just been booming out across the entire anchorage.
Cool.
Oh.
But I will quietly walk away. As I'm walking, do I catch any indication that Semnazar's around?
Give me a perception check, please.
And it better be good.
31.
31.
Yay! Where
Semna-
is he? Where's
Semnazar,
boyfriend.
Semnazar is high up on the fighting top of the Queen's frigate.
Ooh, man
Give him
with
a
the
little
beard.
wink.
Yeah, he's being
Yeah.
Spidey perched up there, right?
yeah, Spidey perched very much so. And
I will. Yep.
yeah, it's unclear whether he's looking directly at you, but you're pretty sure he will have noticed you.
Yeah. Well, I will give him the subtle wink as I'm walking away.
So subtle that probably cannot be seen at this distance, but
That's a good point, isn't it? It'll have to be somewhat of it's a slightly
And
more
the
obvious
blow a kiss.
maneuver. I tell you what, I'll do a slightly more Escalgrin sort of hand gesture, so something that looks a little bit innocuous to anyone who's not been raised in Dark Elf courts.
sure. Okay.
Just a hey, I see you.
Nice butt.
Yeah, right. Like a yeah. How you
Nice
doing?
butt.
Is Drow, hey, I see you blowing a kiss, though?
You up? Like,
You do not see whether he acknowledges you or not.
that's fine.
Esau. Pizza.
So,
Yeah, I'll put a little bit of strut in my walk as I head back to the.
Give
So-
me something to look at. That's right. All
Yeah.
those frills.
the rest
Little
of
bit
the
of
crew.
Dancing, yeah.
So the rest of you, you've made it back to the boat. Now, Orsi, I'm assuming you've left the mansion up. Is that right?
Yeah, I mean, it lasted 24 hours.
Yeah. So you can basically just duck into there for a private conversation whenever you feel the need.
Yeah. He ushers Do you want to go into the mansion? Do you want to step into my mansion?
I think that's a great idea.
Okay.
I think
Alright.
Jane should join us. I assume Rala's hanging out on the boat and didn't go straight into the mansion.
I feel like she's waiting to yell at Orsi.
Rala is there, and on seeing you, as you approach, she'll give you a meaningful look, then turn and look at the cabin and go in. She's expecting you to follow.
I'm in trouble, aren't I?
Dagmar might stay on deck and look piratey.
You don't want to come? You're going to come with me?
I have work to do on ship.
Was it?
Captain.
Was it? I mean, Charlie?
Mozart can see that Orsi needs an emotional support orc. So I think
If you leave him, it is funnier. It's up to Morzord.
it's true. It is funnier. He's torn. He's very, very torn. I think we'll go with the funny option.
Let's do it.
and
Leave him
Morzard-
to his fate.
Mozart will just be like, "No, hands free. Not getting involved in either of this."
Just bearing in mind that we're being watched, it is weird if we keep going into the little cabin
Where's
together.
me mop?
Oh, I see how it is.
If anyone needs me,
Okay.
I'm gonna be mopping over there.
Mopping.
Helga
Okay.
will be detailing the prow with her little carpenter's tools.
Picking
Fine.
barnacles.
Yep.
Okay.
Polishing
will,
some
like,
shit.
Go to walk in, turn around, do a little in, and walk in.
Last little
his
puppy
own-
dog eyes.
To
Okay.
his own mansion.
And Rala is just 2 meters inside waiting for you. And as soon as
You wanted to stand on the walkway in the Four Seasons garden, huh?
she
It's
said,
beautiful, right?
she says, Orsi, I'm sorry if I fear I might have asked too much of you.
Okay, what's that?
What's
supposed
even
to
worse, she's disappointed.
be? Oh, great. Oh, no. Oh, this is just like talking to my father. This is awful.
Does Orsi do that?
Yes.
Okay. And she immediately goes, No, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Oh my God!
No, no,
all
it's
coming
it's
back
okay.
up. Oh
Look,
no!
I can-
I thought I was fine with him, but you know what? I feel like I have a lot of unresolved trauma. that I haven't dealt with.
She says, look, I can see you're trying really hard. But
I don't know what's happening,
At least
Rala.
I'm trying. Oh yes, love, very
Yeah.
trying.
she says, you're letting things slip. I'm worried we might be betraying ourselves. I need you to maybe think a bit more before you speak, and to maybe speak less and listen more. And if you're not sure you can do that, I might need you to either step down from pretending to be captain, or just spend more time here rather than leading the investigation.
Uh-huh. He is crying a little bit.
Oh. And she says,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay. It's very difficult. I've been asking a lot of you and of everyone, and I'm realizing that this
We're
life is.
actually a pack of idiots.
And she says, I'm
You didn't
realizing.
give us a lot of briefing.
She says,
I didn't lie at all when I went and saw the Pirate Queen. I told the complete truth, but apparently now everyone's suspicious of me. I didn't do anything.
She says, I realized this life has been my life for decades. I'm starting to really understand how alien it is to the four of you, and the responsibility I've put on your shoulders has been great. What I should be asking, in fact, is, what do you need from me? How can I make this easier for you?
I have no idea. You know what would be? You just go along with whatever Terracus is doing. He seems to have some sort of plan, and I don't. And now the Pirate Queen's angry at me for some reason, and I gave her my best tea. I didn't know what I did wrong.
And
I'm not suspicious. I'm not lying. I'm telling the truth.
meanwhile, Videricus, as you return to your sloop, you find Morzod very visibly mopping and not
Mopping.
looking at the cabin, and Dagmar is very visibly detailing the stem and not paying attention to anything that may or may not be happening in the cabin.
Team, I see we're all hanging out at the bow. The
Oh,
bow
you're
looks
back.
excellent. The stern could do with a bit of a mop, Charlie.
Mozart is just like well in over his head. He doesn't even have any comment. He's just like, I don't understand nearly enough of this, and I know it.
Because I assume both of you have gone as far as possible from the door to avoid any sort of
Oh, yeah.
eavesdropping or.
Not that
Yeah.
it would pass through
Well,
the mansion
No,
door
but-
anyway, but
No,
Yeah.
that's magic.
you don't want
But
to be.
for anyone watching the boat,
We are definitely not in the
Ozzy's
cabin or
wailing.
thinking about being in the cabin.
Ozzy's wailing is perhaps crossing dimensions right now.
How she blows.
Yeah.
you might want to talk to the captain if you're not planning to deal with stuff with Jane. Or maybe you need to talk to Jane. They're both fucking in there.
Just checking to see whether Rala has.
They're both fucking in there? Where's your emphasis?
They're both. Where would the comma go?
There's
I think
no.
the
fucking
emphasis
in
is-
there.
It's not. They're both fucking in there. It's they're both fucking.
They're both,
Yeah,
they're both
there you
fucking
go.
in
Use of
there.
the
In there.
Australian fucking.
Yeah,
in
that's
there.
really separating the word. Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah.
Just more space bars, I think, rather than
Yeah.
and like an en
Tab.
instead of an ing.
Mm-hmm.
Sadly, Rala Swift does not have calm emotions in her spell
God, he
list.
needs it right
If
now.
Yeah.
anything, she's making them worse.
He is having a little bit of an anxiety attack. He's
Incidentally,
fine.
calm emotions, I think, is one of the most underrated spells in D&D.
Is calm emotion considered a charm?
Calm emotion. Good question.
Just curious, because I have advantage against being charms, and I think that's really funny.
I cannot be calmed.
And so,
Calm your tits. My tits will not be calmed.
so instead, Rala's going to put her one hand on your shoulder, Orsi, and look you in the eye and say, okay, Orsi,
Yeah.
you can do this. We can do this. We need to get everyone together.
Uh-huh.
Work out what our work out the next step in our plan.
He's cuddling Glow's fishbowl.
And she says, so I suspect the rest of our crew have given us a wide berth. Let's go and invite them in and we'll have a conversation.
Sure, I mean, sound can't get through the interdimensional barrier as far as I know.
She says, why don't you... I'll go and get them. Why don't you go on ahead, maybe clean yourself up. We'll be in a moment.
He's gonna do that thing where he like cries and runs off. Yeah.
Who's gonna like go face first into the pool and release Glow?
Yeah.
I'm just imagining mascara everywhere at the moment.
There's so much eyeliner running down his face right now.
You did the ugly sniffles.
Yeah.
So after a short time, those of you on deck will see Rala emerge, who is going to see the three of you and is going to say, pause and then think about how to say this and then say, all right.
He's very emotional.
Crew meeting. Captain wants us all down below. Even you, she says, looking at Vatericus.
I will visibly bristle.
Cool.
The puffs on my shirt will sort of ruffle menacingly.
Do the Ghibli.
Do the Ghibli, yeah.
Exactly.
And she will then wait below in the cabin. And as you go through, as you're about to step through into the mansion, she will quietly say, he's having a hard time. Let's be gentle on him for a bit.
Oh, did you criticize him?
She says,
He doesn't.
Oh, no.
Worse, were you disappointed in him?
She says, yeah, that's a thing with him, I gather.
Oh, yeah. Oh, you have no idea. This is going to take weeks.
Okay.
You gotta be bitchy or nothing.
One of them elf things, I think.
All right, well, why don't you show me how it's done?
Walk in, hey slut!
He looks up from his like pillow with the mascara running down. What do you want?
Mozart in the background. I don't think he's quite seen full upset elf.
Where is the elf at this given moment? Where are we finding Orsi?
He's in his room and Glow is next to him in the fishbowl. With like a tentacle reaching out.
Rala has not followed the rest of you that far. She is waiting.
Dagmar is going to do the girly bounce onto the bed because that is what the situation calls for.
The little hop and landing kneeling next to him kind of thing.
Yeah, she'll take a pillow of her own, cuddle it. It's like, so, how you feeling?
Rala's disappointed in me.
Yeah, but
And she's bringing back all the
bitch,
stuff.
so
Oh.
who cares what she thinks?
That's true, she is a stupid bitch. I'm sick of this pirate stuff. I don't want to be captain.
It is horrible here,
Oh,
and I have
that's
no
what I-
solution in mind.
Daddy said I'd never amount to anything with my attitude, and now look where it's got me. I try to be nice and I tell the truth, and then the pirate queen thinks I'm out to get her.
I don't think it would reflect well on you if you were successful at this, frankly.
That's a good point.
I think it's
Mozart's aware
probably...
that he's supposed to be here, but he's looking more and more like a caged animal. Cornered. I don't know what I'm supposed to be doing, and it's frightening me a bit.
Like, look,
Mozart.
Vatericus is the best at this, and we all know that Vatericus is a mess. No offense.
True. It is true.
Oh, is
My
Vatericus
best
in there
work
as well?
happens when I'm a mess.
Everyone's
I assume
here.
so. I assume I'm sort
Yeah,
of standing in
everyone's
the,
in here.
not in the doorway, but I assume Morzod and I have taken position somewhere vaguely friendly, but not, as forward as Dagmar.
We get our hair done together as a whole.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, I want a mint julep.
Dagmar will look to Morzod.
Yes! Also excellent.
Am I in trouble?
Dagmar is just going to produce, like, through the magic of this place, like, the tiniest little fruit tart imaginable. Vegan.
I love tiny food.
Yeah.
You remembered.
This is for you.
Thank you. Gonna eat the tiny fruit tart and sip his mint julep when Morzod gets back.
And then Dagmar...
He's not going to sandbag too hard, but he is kind of hyperventilating a little bit outside the room for a moment.
And then Dagmar will look to Vatericus, be like, so what's the next 12%?
Yes, good point. We seem to have hit the end of our current 12%, haven't we? Well, first things first.
Arcane Cosmetics, Orsi's mascara is back to where it should be.
Yes. Orsi is having your
What kind of
servants come in here
components and somatics
Dagmar's
are
just handing
required
him,
for
like,
that?
tiny cupcakes and every tiny food, like the tiniest sushi roll.
Thank you. I really needed to get my blood sugar back up. I have low iron.
Is it going to be helpful to have your to have your servants put on a performance for you, Orsi?
I guess.
I'm going to call in like 5 of his, handsome servants and cast Guy Dance on them by Ring of Grammarian Guidance.
Oh my god.
Stop!
Morzod's going to come back and there's going to be fucking men at work going on.
Exactly.
Oh, that's a really good score.
Glittering speedos
Right?
everywhere.
Oh,
Manpower. Let's go.
it's manpower, yeah.
But elves, I guess. Well, statues.
Yeah. Marble statues.
Yeah.
Oh, this is lovely. I feel better. Where's Rala? We should probably go outside and talk about
Morzod,
it.
you saw Rala had poured herself some wine.
Yeah. Yeah, Morzod has returned with cocktail and sort of he doesn't have much to say. He's keeping himself very all Morzod within the vehicle.
Oh, okay. I think I'm all right now. I'm sorry you had to see that, Morzod. I know that's very confronting for you.
He gets worried.
Oh, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I just have a lot of baggage to deal with. Yep, I'm okay.
Yeah.
Well, good.
It's like how a dog acts when there's people really upset in the house, you know?
Yep. Okay, I feel better now. Okay. I'm sorry, the disappointment just hit so hard. Okay, I'm fine. Oh. Okay.
Good.
Should we?
Okay.
Thank
Wow.
you.
Good.
I'm good.
Are
Yeah,
we going to
yeah.
stay in here or shall we go into the pub?
We should go to the pub.
To the pub.
We're going to the pub.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And you
so
also...
Raul's there? Is Raul there?
Rala's there. She sees the 4 of you come out. She just raises... she's actually poured the wine into a mug and just raised it and
She's
says...
made good choices.
Okay, we have glasses for that. But okay, fine.
And she says, to the parents of disappointed, fuck 'em. And takes a drink.
Oh, there you go. Oh, you have something.
I think Ozzy starts crying again. I love my dad.
The Guy
She's
Dance
more
has followed in, so we've got the full sort of...
Yeah, there's lots of marabou in the background.
Wow, it's really
Dagmar
turned
is
into a club in
still
Ipanema.
summoning tiny food, but now she's eating it.
Okay, I'm fine. I'm sorry. I just have a lot of trouble with the parents. Okay.
And
All right.
So Rala says, all right, so I think we've solved the appearance of a rift within the crew.
Really well, in fact.
Good.
Yeah.
What happened, Vatericus?
Well, good news. I yelled at the bosun until he considered me for a job on the Queen's ship. And the rather large lad, who I think only Orsi you've seen so far, Dragonborn.
Oh,
Black scales.
that. Oh,
reasonably handsome.
Marek.
He has decided that it's better if I try and mend things here, with an aim to ultimately unseat you and captain this ship myself.
Oh, nice.
I mean, I'm fine with that, but also, like, why? Oh, so, like, you'd be under the Pirate Queen.
Loyal. To
Yeah, I would be Team Queen, and the
Queen.
slightly shifty captain at the top of Layla at the moment is dethroned and presumably thrown to the green energy at the bottom of this particular pool.
Oh no.
And Rala says, hang on, if we can just persuade the Queen into thinking that Orsi is simply incompetent, no offence, then that might dissuade her from any thought that he might be scheming something.
I'll have you know that we don't need to persuade her. I am, in fact, completely incompetent in pirating a ship.
That was the angle I sold with the bosun and the cleric.
Wow, thanks.
This is,
Well, I mean, it was that or you're planning something, and at the moment, you can't plan anything is the better sell.
Yeah,
Sorry.
it's fine.
Rala says,
No offense.
right, well, I think this could work in our favor. If we're coming across as basically pathetic pirate wannabes, then they're not going to suspect us of actually having an ulterior motive beyond chasing the glamour and the romance of a life that we know nothing about.
Right? It's better to be stupid than nefarious.
This is starting to feel really pointed again.
No, not. I mean, we're all very
Yeah,
stupid.
us, not you.
Okay.
Team stupid.
And Rala says, and I am definitely included in that because, to be clear, I have never tried to assassinate a pirate queen before. I haven't a fucking clue at what I'm supposed to do next. You understand?
Okay,
very
I was
new to
just
this.
about to ask that question, Vatericus, go.
Yes, I have news on that. She doesn't sleep on the... Well, she might sleep on the ship, but she doesn't spend all her time on the ship.
Where does she go?
Right?
Out the
Yeah.
window.
Is she?
Okay.
What?
So her guards at the bottom of the gangplank have no idea that she's left the ship, or had no idea that she's left the ship earlier today, but the window in her cabin was open, and that's that window that opens out onto, open water.
Do you think
Oh.
she's...
Oh no.
That's awful.
I don't like
Yeah.
that.
What a
Um,
horrible thought.
Wait a minute.
Stagma,
Sounds horrible.
Rala says, do we think she sleeps with the thing?
Yeah.
does she
Like
need
in
to
what
sleep anymore?
sense of the word?
Well, I
I've
was
heard
thinking
that some
literally,
people is
but
into that, but
Oh, okay. Right. Tentacles.
I mean, maybe.
Still, I mean,
it seems to be where she
suggesting
is.
that I guess.
Does she, like, need to touch base with him? I think what's going on down there? Well, I can't use my magic to get down there, that's for sure. And Glow had a go at it, but something tried to eat her. And now she's an octopus.
it's a story, like just right there.
Mm-hmm.
It's been a lot for the past couple of
Like my
days,
takes
more
notes.
so.
It really has.
Yeah. I'm gonna take a spa day.
Rala says, what about potential allies? Orsi, you said that,
Oh, fuck, I've got someone coming over at sunset, don't I? Oh, shit. Gotta get this place ready.
you said, we also need to be prepared for the carpenter who's going to inspect the hull.
Oh, when's he coming?
Sometime this afternoon, we should probably have somebody on deck to
Oh, God damn
greet
it.
them.
Oh, I can do that. I know wood.
Sorry.
Rala says,
I've had a julep.
Rala says, all right, well, let's, how about we keep up the guise of just having an internal argument? This is going to be our domestic dispute day.
Perfect.
Okay, I can have domestic. That sounds fun.
Cool.
Dagmar, just before you go, that spear that we picked up in the forge, Do you still have that? Did we give that to Ezid?
Spear.
We got a spear.
Hang on.
Yeah, I'm trying to remember
I
that too.
I also
Dagmar
do not
took
recall
the
a spear.
mithril. I don't think she took a spear.
The forge had Sunforger and the mithril ingots.
Yeah, I think the spear was the Atlantis.
Oh,
yeah,
yes, the
yeah.
Atlantis. Yes.
But was there a spear as well?
I swear we picked up a spear that's like worried that it's going to be involved in the death of an ocean god.
Oh, yeah.
That was...
Oh, was that the
Yeah.
staff?
That's the staff, I believe.
The low self-esteem
didn't-
stuff, yeah.
Yeah.
Dagmar didn't take the staff. Dagmar took the money. And then she made money off them.
I
yes.
think we
Whole
did
thing.
give the stuff to Izzy because we were worried about it
We
too.
did.
Yeah, Ease would take it. Took it. It
Yeah,
was called
it's-
Wave.
Freak.
We did
That's
not
it.
have the foresight to keep the stressed out staff.
Yeah,
It
that's
freaks out.
Damn it.
I can
Oh,
send.
never mind.
Whoa, I don't know if you've expressed this to Orsi, but he can send a message to Ezid if you need to.
I would have said it with Orsi in the room. So
Yeah, because
Yeah, go ahead, Dungeon Master.
yeah, it was a trident that required attunement by a creature that worships a god of the sea.
That's it.
It would let you speak with animals using telepathy to speak to aquatic animals.
Oh my god, my druid needs that. That sounds great. I could send a message to Ezid if you like.
well, it's more just it's worried that it's going to kill some sort of aquatic god, right?
Yeah.
What do we have beneath our feet if not some kind of aquatic god?
No,
Might not be
certainly. I
that
mean,
one, though, that's the problem.
according to all the fairy tales, it's certainly a creature. That's for sure.
It is god adjacent, if nothing else.
I mean, again, I could message Ezid. I mean, I can teleport. Teleport there. Teleport back.
Yeah, but we need a Gemdanen worshipping person.
Well, I was going to say we do, but we don't, do we?
Does Rala not count?
Rala says, so this is a trident, you say?
Oh, sorry. Yeah, we found it. We found a trident. It's sort of self-aware, and it's concerned that it's going to kill or be involved in the death of some sort of water god.
She says, huh.
What do we?
Yeah,
Again?
we
I don't
did give it
remember.
away.
We did. We gave it to Izun.
Yes.
She says,
But he owes us a bunch.
I think I would have liked to have known about that, but okay, I can understand.
Well, now you do.
I can understand why
you
you might.
should have asked us to do this a week earlier.
It's one of those things you don't think it's relevant until you realise that it actually was.
That's honestly, Rala, the amount of stuff we find. We had a
We
head
only
that
have so
screamed.
much room in our bags.
We had a head that screamed. We've got a helmet that glows.
I got a
Okay.
shield that makes a face.
You do have a shield that makes a face.
We got
Okay,
a bunch of
yeah.
stuff.
I have a broomstick. Which is
Dodecahedron. I have a staff of fire and of frost and of lightning.
Rala says, I've got nothing. I mean, I can cast a few sort of magic-like spells, but the only magical item I own is that bloody amulet that I gave to my bosun so he could pretend to be me while we're doing this.
You
need to have
probably
a
haven't gotten
stern
in,
word with your god.
probably haven't gotten in as much stupid trouble as we have, though.
Would you like?
To be fair, we only have gotten into this much stupid trouble because we hitched a ride on her boat.
Good point.
No, I take that back. I don't want to give anything up.
What
do you want?
Come to think, hey.
Oh, were you involved in the discussion we had about potentially using the necklace for something? Was that a plan at one point? No?
David does
I
not.
I mean, at some point, it's always our plan is always
Sorry,
to
is
put
there
someone
any-
in the
It's a good
amulet.
fallback.
Is there anyone in the necklace right now?
Yeah, it's
Here's
what's the
Tkova.
name?
Tkova
Corpse. Yeah.
Oh, the
She's still
Fen's in
there.
the necklace right now. Okay. So we do
Alright,
have the
that could be
body.
part of the plan.
Rala, we do
At
have
some
the
point.
body of a
Plot significant
ascendant
corpse.
of
It could be
Task.
like a diversion. No one would be able to trace her back to us. Probably. She has been stepped a bunch.
Yeah.
I did step her.
Rather, we do have the body of an ascendant of Tarth in our magical necklace that we got from a Genolton person who is now in the body of a construct.
Rala says nothing. She just looks at you.
Again,
big old
this
dot.
But the queen
can-
did when I told her why Bait got his name. Family resemblance.
And
Do we
Rala
have any
says,
contacts in Tarth that are still alive?
Did we ever?
Friendly or otherwise?
I don't think we ever had any contacts in Tarth.
I just don't
Well,
feel like
that's
we've
a
spoken
shame.
to anyone in Tarth other than Kovafen, who we did.
Aren't you? We
Murder.
did kill. Yeah. Aren't you a collector, Vatericus? Don't you have any collector friends you can contact?
Oh.
Oh, that one's
maybe.
coming out now?
Oh, yeah, no, we're bringing everything up. We're just putting everything out.
Could we convince Tarth to do the work for us?
I'm sorry. If I feel bad, then everyone else has to feel bad too, so.
Well,
Rhetoricus doesn't feel
we
bad at all. He's like, oh, that's not a bad angle,
convince-
actually. Holy shit.
Tarth.
Hmm.
Like, how?
What do you mean? What do you mean
Who do
bring
we-
Tarth into
Who
it?
do we contact?
Well, if
got anyone
I
on
mean,
the speed dial?
Tarth uses collectors fairly regularly because, you know, they love their artifacts and shit. If I tell them that some random pirate in the Wandering Isles has the body of Kova Fen, they're not going to let that stand.
What if they don't
Is
care?
that an immediate plan, though? Like, how does that help in the
It'll
short
take a
term?
while, it's true. They don't have capacity to get here fast.
I don't want to stay here. I feel like Orsi is also on team. Let's not linger.
All right, fine. we won't
mean,
use Kova.
Hellish
That's fine.
cave.
What's
I like
what's-
caves.
what's
I don't like
our-
this one.
Right.
This is bad cave. This is bad cave.
Rala says, how about the four of you talk about this plan? I'll go up and wait for the carpenter.
Oh, okay. Sure.
That tracks.
So what?
Um,
What's? Sorry, this is April asking. What's the name of our not friend but potential friend, the cleric of Tetherwood?
Salmi?
Salmi.
Salmi. I always think Sabi, but that's our wonderful
She's-
tattooist.
Yeah, she must have some shifty fucking connections around here. She must know what's
Oh,
going
I'm sure she
down.
does. I was just excited to host her because she seems cool.
No, I think she's potentially a good ally if we could trust her not to immediately sell us out to Queen What's-Her-Face.
Just don't get a bad vibe from her, is what I'm saying. You know, like the vibes are good.
I get nefarious vibes, but that's not necessarily bad.
I just get cheeky.
She sort of tried to set us up and get us dead, but all right.
No, she only threatened to do that. She didn't do it though. Oh, she is coming over at sunset though, so be aware, be ready for that
What
though.
time is it?
Oh, it's not sunset yet. Well, the carpenter's not here yet. Carpenter's coming in the afternoon,
Yeah,
so
it
can't
is
be.
now getting into mid-afternoon.
There we go. The carpenter will be here soon. So, what's the next 12%?
Yes. Okay. So here's where we are now. I now have an in with the crew of the Queen's frigate, which is great.
Okay, right.
Presumably, I can either then leverage that to get onto the ship, so that I can do some, you know, groundwork there, prepping it for destruction, or we get to a point where I take command of Layla, and you are dealt with in some way,
that
shape, or
mean?
form.
What does that mean?
Well, I might kill you.
Okay, I'd rather you didn't.
Not actually. I'll need to. I'll probably have to seance somewhere in the next little while to get things sorted. But that's not a terrible option. If I maybe not stab you in broad daylight, but if I kill you and replace
You are
as
gonna have
captain-
to. Okay, you are gonna have to fill me in on that if that does
Yeah,
happen.
yeah, yeah.
please.
It'll be a feigned death solution.
Okay.
But we'll have a chat before it gets to that. But I think at this point, I have an in with the crew. I'm going to try and flip the queen against her little wizard bird, so that any intel that comes from him is unreliable.
He seems okay. I don't mind him so much.
Well, if they're already in the outs, I will be able to ascertain that by a conversation with the queen. So
I mean, I just feel like, speaking from experience, lots of wizards are really self-serving, you know?
Hmm.
Yeah.
that's
It's-
true.
He's probably here for a reason. Blind loyalty isn't really on our You know, you don't spend 30 years at school just to be blindly loyal to some random pirate queen. So,
True. And if we get Salmi on side, she'll, as you said, she'll have contacts, so that will be a decent way in. Although,
I just wanted to hang out with her. She just seems cool. I'm just saying.
are we really like? I mean, liberating the anchorage would be great, but our first order of business is still to kill the queen.
I think so.
I mean, that's what we've been hired to do.
That's why we're
we
here,
getting-
right?
Are we getting paid for this?
I don't
That's an
think she
Excellent
ever
question. I don't think we
mentioned
are.
You are not.
She asked us when we were drunk and we had just stopped consoling a fucking weeping god with
Oh
an
my
army in
God.
the ocean. It was a stressful moment.
We were manipulated into doing.
Orsi and I were off our tits.
Oh, I had so many drinks that night. Don't remember.
Frankly, I think she took advantage of us.
I
I don't know if we'd have agreed to this if we had more details.
She has.
Well, look-
She has kind of saved our lives pretty heavily a couple of times.
No, I love Rala. I love Rala.
That's
Rala's
fair.
great. And if
And
we kill
it's
the pirate
true.
queen, we can take her treasure. So, fine as keepers.
Maybe. I'll
Hey,
settle for getting out of this alive at this point.
After
I
a,
can always teleport us. Don't forget.
That's
after
true.
a few minutes, Rala will return and say, "Lucky, Carpenter arrived just as I poked my head out. Otherwise, might have come to an empty boat in which I suddenly appeared."
That would be awkward.
Mm-hmm.
So, good news is not really any work that needs doing. Nothing that needs doing here, at least. Just regular maintenance.
Did his check and didn't do the doom.
Did he see the penis I carved in just before?
She says,
Carve a penis onto the boat.
Just a little one.
"Oh, that would explain why he gave me that look." Okay, never mind.
Nice work. Nice
Yeah.
work.
It just seemed like something pirates would do, you know?
He did notice that the paintwork seemed fresh from when we refitted the ship. So,
I mean, yeah, we had to redo it.
Yeah,
It's
but-
not that weird.
then again, pirates are stealing other people's boats all the time, so that's probably not much of a concern for him.
Indeed. Okay.
Okay.
Regulations for that shit.
Well, that's all great news. We still don't know how to kill your mum.
She says, "Have you tried shooting her?"
Well, see, this is kind of what I'm saying,
None
right?
of
We're
us
running
know
around
use a gun.
and we're doing a lot of like groundwork stuff, but ultimately, if we just sink her ship,
Well, she can swim though.
she can
Yeah,
swim, but she's not going to have the power that she has now if her boat is sunk in her home port.
Or
Rala
if
says,
she unsinks it.
Rala says,
What if she unsinks it? Oh my god, small sword.
I mean, that is a fair point. A ship like that, hard to come by.
So we're back to setting her ship super on fire? Or blowing it up?
You know, you could give me a little bit. I could tweak my spell back to a fireball. We could see what we could ignite. Wait, no, lightning ignites things. Never mind, we can still do that. Yeah, I could just suck a fire lightning ball.
Rala says, "Do you have any spells that just put holes in things?"
I do.
An
Right,
axe.
count as a whole.
I do. Do you want me to put?
We just need to scuttle it.
No, I don't need to scuttle anything. I have a spell called Pass Wall that makes a big hole in things. I mean, a door is a hole.
She says, "A door the size of a hole the size of a door is, if you can put it on the underside of that ship, that's going to be bad
Yeah.
news for the ship."
I'd have to go into the. Hang on a second. Orsi is going to
Suddenly
through his-
rethinking this.
No. I think it's possible.
Orsi needs to consult his spreadsheet.
No,
He
no,
needs to
it's more like I
consult
just
his-
need to go into the water. I just
No. I think I don't have to go into the water. Give me a second. Give me a second. Hang on. Pass wall. Passage appears at a point of your choice that you can see on a wooden, plaster, or stone surface. Dungeon Master,
Yeah.
I can look through Glow's eyes.
Yeah.
Does that count as seeing?
Yes, as long as it's within
100 feet, right?
30 feet, this seems to be saying, is the range possible.
That's the spell. But if I'm looking through her eyes, then only she would have to see through 30 feet, right? Because I'm looking through her eyes. This is confusing.
Casting, though, right?
All
So
right.
you'd have to be within 30 feet.
I think you
But-
would have to be within 30 feet of the target.
I mean, it's not impossible if she's swimming below the decks and we just simply walk next to the ship and she's just swimming underneath, and then she can look and I can cast it's a verbal somatic and okay.
I mean, your sloop is roughly 40 feet from the bow of
This is a good
the
point. I
Queen's
don't have a
frigate.
great understanding of feet, so okay. This is possible. I could look through Glow's eyes and look at the bottom of a boat and then cast a little pass wall. I can do it 5 feet wide, 8 feet tall, and 20 feet deep.
And
Wow.
other dimensions as well.
Many dimensions.
And
all of them.
she says, 20 feet. That is more than enough to get through the hull of that ship. That
Could you cut a hole in like both sides of it like that?
Yeah.
Like if you're right at the bottom?
Yeah, if you
I
angled it right,
suppose.
could you get the
Yeah.
20 foot to go straight through 2 points on the hull?
I mean, yeah, I could, I suppose.
I would think
you-
so. The ship is, I mean, the gun deck is just over 25 feet wide.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I could do that. Glow could help out. Possible.
That's a pretty good 12%.
I mean, I could do my best.
And she says, okay, so that's going to piss her off if we do
Uh-huh.
that.
Yes.
And
Hopefully she won't know it's me.
she might guess because we are the newcomers. So
That's true. We're the newest idiots in the.
So we need to have a plan for what happens after that. Even if it's just sink a ship and get the hell out of here.
Oh, yeah, Vitericus has his
raises
hand up.
hand. Yeah.
Yep, go,
Question.
Vitericus. Yes.
Have you guys found the walkway to the outlook for the only way in or out of here?
Like by
Well-
foot?
Like the the guys who shouted at us before to furl our sails so that we could, get in without destroying ourselves.
You suspect that it is accessible beyond the All Gods Temple and the Metalsmith and the Armory in the top right of the map.
up here, right?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
so here is my stupid plan. Or here is the next 12%. We might even get 24 whole percent done as part of this. So we sink the ship
Fabulous.
while the ship is sinking, because even with 2 decent holes in it, it's probably going to take a while for that ship to list sufficiently for someone to notice too much. Fuck, we're also going to have to cut the cables, aren't we? Or cut the ropes. So that it doesn't just sort of tilt and then hang off the anchorage.
How do you tie down a ship?
Let's tie it off.
Yeah.
Three
Rala
points.
says, well, from what I've seen, all the walkways around here are floating, and they're all
Oh.
suspended to. They're all connected to. It looks like there are some masts on the shore there that they must have been driven into the stone magically, like stone shape or something like that. So that's what's holding everything up. They're just floating on barrels. And they're lashed together to those masts to keep everything next to each other.
All right. So if the ship sinks, it takes the anchorage with it.
Some of it, at least, they would probably have.
Yeah.
They would probably have to cut it loose to save the anchorage.
Okay. Brilliant. Perfect. We've got to go. If that road up past the Old Gods Temple is the way to the outlook over the entrance point, anyway, Rala, is there enough powder in the magazine, do you reckon, to then effectively fireball or like collapse that entrance and lock them all in?
Are we just gonna kill kids and stuff?
Well, no.
I mean, we've seen one so far, and we could like sort of grab him and
Ultimately, the plan is
carry
to
him out.
rob Rala. Sorry, I keep doing that. The ultimate goal here is to rob Aneth of all her power, right? And if we do that, and then just start teleporting people who want out.
I mean, my teleport only lasts for a couple of seconds.
Yeah, but I mean, we can teleport people in batches, right? Like if we get the Coruscant Academy on board, we can save the people who are worth saving here.
Rala says...
After they die in the fireball, or sorry, go
We're
on.
not killing
Rala.
them in a fireball. We're just collapsing the entrance. That's sufficiently far away that we can collapse it without crushing the anchorage.
And Rala says, and are we... What's the Queen doing all of this? Is she just sitting
she's
and
not
watching?
just going to agree to die.
One would hope she'll be a little preoccupied with the sinking of her ship.
I feel like a bunch of tentacles are gonna come out of the water. Get us.
Which is why we'll already be in motion by the time we start sinking the ship. Like ultimately, we're not killing her at that point. We're just locking her in.
And
How soon do you think that?
Rala adds, in terms of the powder in the magazine, it really depends on how much is in there. But also, I know how much powder I'd take to blow up a ship. I have no idea how much it would take to bring down a cave. That's well outside my expertise.
Hang on, let me have a measure.
I feel
Let me
like
have a
blowing
measure.
everything up while he's in it is sort of maybe not the best plan.
She adds,
That's
that is
a little
also
doomy.
that is also a good point.
Oh, hang on. Sorry, I'm just doing a little. Ah, okay.
I like the
Well-
idea of being able to put a big hole in her boat, but I think we're pretty certain that she's probably some kind of terrifying warlock, which means that probably she'd have some real, like, we'd be like, oh, we have sunk your boat, and she'd be like, no, you have not, and
I mean,
then we
I
have to
didn't want to
deal with-
bring it. I didn't want to bring it up, but like, you know, my spell can absolutely be, you know, dispelled or
And-
countered.
And Rala adds, and she might just say, yes, you sunk my boat. That sucks for everyone who needs a boat to stay above water, but I'm going to kill you now.
Well, I mean, not if she can't set foot on land, right?
that would mean we'd have to be on land, and we'd also have to be real sure that that's true.
Well, it'd be a good test.
Yeah.
Rala says,
Okay.
Vatericus, does she want to interview you to be captain of this sloop?
At some point.
Could you maybe try and probe her during that interview about this kind of thing?
Oh my god!
I'm
Without
an excellent prober.
without question, he's going to do that.
And she says, Intel would be good if we can know where she will and will not go. If there's a real reason for her to not go on land, maybe we could force her onto land, or retreat onto land if necessary.
That's what
My
I'm saying.
fiance heard a rumor saying that she couldn't go on land, and I trust him, so obviously it's true.
Maybe we should put a pin in this until Vatericus has spoken to the Queen.
And until you've had your date with Salby.
Also that, and we'll just try not to piss anyone off in the next some hours.
Rala says,
Day.
does that mean we're all just staying in here? Because whenever we go
I
out
mean,
there...
I mean, we probably shouldn't stay directly here because, again, I'm pretty sure this would look weird, right? Would you think it was weird if you saw a bunch of pirates who stayed in one cabin all the time on a small boat?
Some
Well,
pirates
they
is
just-
probably into that, but
They probably just think we're below deck doing below deck thing.
And
There's
Rala
not
adds,
much of a below deck on this boat.
besides which, you haven't really been trying to hide the fact that Orsi here is a wizard.
Right.
Yeah,
True.
he's doing wizard shit.
I
Right.
could have all sorts of pocket dimensions on this ship.
As long as Rala doesn't think we're making ourselves look extra weird, it's fine.
Rala
our
raises her hand
Pirate consultant.
Yes, Rala.
and she says, "We've already established that we are extra weird."
Oh,
It's
okay.
true.
Well, then I don't know what the fuck to do.
I'll also say, first wizard captain I've ever met. Maybe.
What?
Well, he's about to be deposed.
And
Mhm.
she
What do you mean
says,
the first?
"Oh,
Unbelievable.
maybe people will just say, oh, this is how wizard captains run their ship."
That's
And
obviously
then
how wizard
get
captains run it.
foisted from captaining their ship.
And she adds, "There's nothing, to my mind, there's nothing problematic about this spell that you're casting here. You just
Okay,
want
well,
a
that's good.
you just want a cozy place to go to at the end of the day."
Exactly. I need a spa. I get
It's-
stressed.
Not your fault that it means that you can't be scryed upon while you're in here.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Anytime
It's not my
you
fault it's a
think of
pocket dimension.
Pirate thing we should be doing, we can do it. Otherwise, yeah, okay, fine. We'll just hang out here. How will we know when Vitericus is being summoned? He won't hear it from here.
Glow can go outside. Well,
Um,
didn't you say that the dragon board said tomorrow, baby?
Oh yeah, tomorrow. I mean tomorrow.
Tomorrow was likely.
Yeah, well, there you go. Glow can stay outside.
she's-
for a little-
she
Wait,
says-
no, she's an octopus.
She is an octopus.
She says, "What about your cleric friend? She'll just come here and find an empty boat, and we've no way of knowing that she's outside, I think."
No, I told her. I told her about the mansion. She knows. So,
Okay.
Yeah. I'll leave the door open.
Still, I might hang out on deck for a bit anyway.
Sure.
It should look like you're still not
Yeah,
besties, right?
Cool.
indeed.
So, Vitericus will head back up onto deck. I assume the rest of you are going to stay in the mansion for now.
I might head up on deck for a little bit if we're going to push the idea that Vitericus is going to take over the ship so that it doesn't look like he's completely alienated from the whole crew, and that if he took on a captaincy role, the crew would be loyal.
Okay. I will get a performance check from Vitericus, either with advantage because Dagmar's helping, or Dagmar, you can give me your own performance check. This is to make it look like you're a discontented crew.
It helps Vitericus because my performance is +1.
Okay, you can help Vitericus.
Let's stick with the plus 15 from Vidi then.
Wow.
28.
28. Cool. You think, Vitericus, you're fairly confident that anyone watching will believe that you are a pair of discontented crew stepping away from a heated discussion below deck.
Dagmar's going to
Fine.
enjoy grumbling about us, about
A full
Flynn.
Dorothy grumble.
Flynn.
Yep.
Brr, brr. You won't
Yeah,
even
that's
hear distinct words. It's
No.
probably in Dwarvish.
Just
Beautiful.
yeah, right. Some long beard grumbling.
So,
Mhm.
Brr, brr, brr.
question for my players. Do you need a break now, or are you happy to keep pushing through to an early finish?
I'm comfy. I do not need to go to the bathroom.
Cool. Speak
do
now
need to
or
pee,
forever hold
honestly.
your pee.
I would like to run very quickly to the bathroom.
No problem.
I do need a little bathroom break, yeah.
Okay, well, let's...
There you
Uh,
go.
Some of us are drinking alcohol.
Okay, well, let's take just a couple of minutes. Take what time
Fine.
you need, and we'll come straight back. All right, we will be back very soon. Don't go anywhere. Bye. we're back, and we have peed. So, our heroes are scheming.
Scheming. There we go.
Or crying, and and if there's anything specific your characters want to achieve before Salmi drops in, now's the time. Otherwise, we'll fast forward to that.
I think we just want to desperately avoid fucking anything up more.
It's gonna tidy up the place magically. Oh, if we have an hour, Orzie's gonna turn Glow back into a black-headed seagull? Do we want that, or do we need her as an octopus?
Up to you,
I feel
buddy.
like she'd probably be more comfortable as bird.
Yeah,
She does not seem to be enjoying her time as an octopus.
Yes, yeah. As soon as you suggest turning her back into a seagull, you sense excitement from your familiar.
Don't we need her under the water at some point?
Excitement and relief.
We only need her within eye shot. So, like, she can bird and look.
I don't know if she'll be able to see underwater as a seagull.
Yeah.
Rala says, what about something like a darter or something like that? Bird that can swim.
Oh, you can turn her into a shag.
A dart sounds like a good idea. Dungeon Master, does it count with my arcane eye looking under the water?
I can't see why not.
Okay, well then a bird it is. Black-headed seagull.
Okay, cool.
After an hour.
And Glow will communicate to you. It still feels weird, but not as weird as having 8 arms.
Yeah, I'm sorry about that. It was crazy.
Seems actually, do you think she'd get, like, equipped with the instincts to use 8 arms?
And yeah, she did. She was able to use it. She was able to be an octopus, but at the same time it was a very different experience to being a bird.
I mean, she has 6 limbs when she's in a proper form in the Feywild, but so it's just extra 2 is not that crazy. But this bird seems to suit her. You'll be an owl again soon, darling. Don't worry.
So eventually, Salmi will arrive. So Vitericus and Dagmar, are you staying on the deck this whole time? Or would you like to be on the deck when she turns up, basically? That's the question.
I think we'll be up there when she turns up.
Yeah, I'll be up there basically the whole time.
Okay.
Dagmar will continue detailing her details.
So, as you are detailing and watching and playing the part of the aggrieved crew, Vitericus, you will hear Salmi quietly whisper in your ear, "Hello."
Oh, it's you again.
And she says, "Word is your captain might have fallen out of favour with the Queen, so I'm not sure whether I should be seen here. So I'm invisible."
Do you know, I had heard that too. In fact, there are rumours that the Layla's first officer may in fact be planning an overthrow.
She says, "How interesting. I was promised drinks."
Of course. Helga, we're going to pop back downstairs to see if the captain's cooled off at all and if we can talk any sense into him.
All right.
Wonderful. I'm going to hold open the door so that Helga can go.
Yep. All right. Dagmar will do a few last little and then she will concede. Because Helga don't answer to no man. But yeah, she'll go.
Tethoan, Salmi, who is not Tethoan, let me be clear about that. You've actually, you have met Tethoan.
Nearly collected them all.
You have met Tethoan. She does actually have a habit of going invisible, but this Salmi is not Tethoan. She just follows her. Salmi is going to say to Vitericus after Dagmar finishes, "Just how many dicks are there on this ship?"
You'll never find out how many.
She says,
At least.
that is an impressive skill.
You should
I've
see what
been
happens if someone
practicing.
passes out with their shoes on.
Sure. So assuming that I've given Sally enough time to move in without, having to open a door invisibly, I will then push through and then we'll hop into the mansion.
Okay. As soon as you step into the mansion, she will uninvisible herself.
Mhm.
And there must be a verb for that. Reveal herself.
Mhm.
And,
Reveal. There you go. Yeah.
I like uninvisible.
and
I also liked it.
she is, as you spied her before, she is... her facial features are unchanged, but she has gone for the dark hair. She's gone for the storm cleric look.
Very nice.
Yeah.
Dark hair with some like wavy greys going on. Silver.
No, I think she might be just a tiny bit vain, and deciding, if I can just go full black hair rather than adding silver, I'll do it.
She's a half elf, right? Or is she?
She is.
Human.
She's half
yeah.
elf.
Okay.
Yep.
Cool.
So, and she would look around and say, right, this is impressive.
Isn't it just? Wait till you see the bar stuff.
Lead on.
Perfect. I will lead on past some, rather handsome statuary holding out canapes and that sort of stuff.
It's gone from it's usually like a midday vibe, but now it's like sunset, and instead of the big trees, there's like palm trees, and it's like a tropical vibe. We're doing like a beach party.
Do we have a poolside bar now in the
Tiki torches.
the bath?
Tiki torches everywhere.
Yeah.
It's beautiful.
Well, we have options.
Mozart's still out mopping. He's on deck being visible.
Oh,
He's taking the visible pirate shift.
Yeah.
hi, Sammy.
She'll say, well, this is quite something.
It's far more comfortable, wouldn't you agree?
I would, yes. Wish I could do this.
Well, you're clear. Oh, I suppose you can't, can you? Well, I don't know. Study hard enough. Perhaps you can.
I'm
I
going
can try.
to steal this out of Orsi's spellbook at some point, so there'll be competing ones sometime soon.
Just tell me, do you have beds in here?
Oh, yes. If you'd like to get a good night's sleep, we can absolutely arrange that.
'Cause I've not been able to get them to deliver a bed to my temple, and I am fucking sick of a hammock.
Hammock. All right. What do you like?
A bed, something I can lie on. That is not
King
going to.
size, deep sink.
No, nothing that'll nothing that tries to eat me as soon as I climb into it.
Okay, maybe like a medium firm.
Part of the point of hammocks is that you actually, once you're in, you then fold it over and tie yourself in. You almost cocoon yourself in there to secure yourself. Salmi does not like that.
I've got you, girl. Don't worry.
Fair response.
To the best of all his ability, he is going to think up a room for her with like a 4-poster with the drapery, medium firmness, pillows, nightstands, the works.
And Salmi says, "Oh, assuming I don't make a total ass of myself before then, I would very much appreciate making use of that tonight."
Oh, that's fine. No worries. I mean, I have a million rooms. Now, just waiting for our bartender to arrive. Where is Morzod?
Pirating up on deck.
Tell him to stop doing that. Glow! Glow's gonna go get Morzod.
All right, summoned.
Okay. Yeah, Morzod, a grumpy-looking black-headed seagull, stares at you.
I mean, he knows who that is, and he knows that he's probably going to get bitten if he doesn't do what he needs to do.
Yes, the seagull lands at your feet and starts basically herding you towards the cabin.
Yeah, all right. I'll get the message.
So, Salmi is going to start drinking. She is also going to say, "So, what are you actually doing here?"
I
Our
don't.
best.
It's easy. We killed the Batman.
Oh my god, our best. Our best is exactly what we're doing, Salmi. I'm trying so hard. Every time I start talking, I get in trouble. People are disappointed in me. It's an absolute mess, Salmi.
Rala is going to say, "Well, I have a question for the four of you. Do we trust this woman, or do we just kill her now in private?"
God, no! Don't kill anybody in my mansion. Salmi's fine. I don't get any weird vibes from her, honestly.
Basically, no
She even
and
tried-
no.
Yes, she tried to kill
Yeah.
us. Stop it. She tried to kill us once, but like I still don't get any bad vibes from Salmi. I don't know, Salmi. You seem cool.
Salmi says, "To be fair, that was A, business, and B, before I knew how terrifying you four are. Probably you two," she points at Rala, "but we haven't met."
That's so
It's
valid.
probably a safe assumption that it's someone who's hanging out with us is probably also nuts and freaky.
She says,
I mean, look, the Tressen's out of the bag. Rala Salmi, Rala.
she says, "I mean, we did meet briefly," and Salmi adds, "So, when you ruined my operation in Mirror's Reach, I was planning vengeance for a bit, but when I eventually got wind of the new Heroes of Providence and the things they accomplished since our meeting, I came to consider myself fortunate for having walked away practically unscathed after our meeting. So,
You were barely unscathed.
since you are here, I'm assuming that you are here not to become pirates. Is that correct?"
Yeah, that's right.
We don't have a huge amount of interest in that.
No, I've got, I want to build a floating
Stuff
tower.
on.
Yeah.
She
Yeah.
adds, "And if you'd come here for me, then you would have done something about that already."
Oh my god. Didn't even know you were here. Surprise.
Hey, fair
Did you
assumption.
get here, by the way? Sorry, how did you get here, by the way? Did you get one of those compasses? Compassi?
She says, "No, I talked my way onto a merchant ship that was attacked, and
Oh, right.
the crew smartly surrendered. I was not at all pleased about the prospect of what little I had being taken from me, and was able to convince the crew of the attacking ship that I would be valuable to them as a healer. So they took me aboard. I managed to keep my things. Next thing I knew, I was a pirate."
Smart.
There you go.
And she says,
Wonderful. So if we're not here for you, who are we here for?
"That's the question."
Well,
Rala
Oh my
looks at
god.
What are we
She's
here for?
fine.
Rala looks at the
yeah, I
four
know.
of
I want her
you.
to figure it out. What are we here for, Salmi?
Oh, you're being condescending.
Not
And-
necessarily.
And she looks at the four of you, looks at Rala, and I would do a roll.
Rolls for.
She literally
Two and
follows
two.
like the goddess of secrets and stuff. Like she knows things.
So
And Rala is known to,
Yep. And Salmi,
be after pirates.
a grin crosses Salmi's face. She looks at Rala and she says, "I'm thinking vengeance." And Rala says, "I don't know what you mean." Salmi says, "It's okay, but it's pretty clear to anybody who comes this close that that is not your real arm. And there is a very famous one-armed person who hates pirates, who I understand has a beef with the Pirate Queen."
Oh, she's got you dead to rights.
You literally did tell her name.
Yeah, you did. You like several times.
Okay. All right. It's not about me,
You
okay?
introduced them.
I don't know. It just felt good to say stuff, you know?
That's fair.
Unbelievable.
And Salmi is going to say, so, I have to decide whether I'm going to help you or just get the fuck out of here before everything goes to shit. What's your advice?
Completely
I
up
vote
to
for
you,
helping
honestly.
us, but I would respect the getting the fuck out.
Yeah, seriously. Would appreciate the help. I would not be angry if you simply left, because that's totally valid.
Ellie,
We've
not
considered
Morzod, being genre savvy enough to realize that there's player characters on deck and get the fuck out is probably something that this character is. She's pretty savvy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god, Sammy, is it true that the Pirate Queen can't touch ground? I know it said Earth, but it's not Earth, is it?
Land.
It is.
Salmi-
Dirt is still Earth.
Salmi says, I'll say this, I've seen her walking around the anchorage. She has never come to the temple. I've never seen her at the armory. I've never seen her at the metalsmith. She's never walked on the foundation of this place. She's only ever walked on the gangplanks and the rafts.
I mean, that's sort of supporting.
It
Can't
is sort
walk
of
on land.
all kind
It
of
It is
adding
a
up
tick
bit.
in the can't go on land column.
She says, but is it that she can't, or that she won't, or that she doesn't like to?
Is it
Or it's just
Is it
convenient that she
breaking-
never has.
Or does she,
is it breaking a contract? Is it what?
she adds, or is it just a lie that she's happily spread and that she likes to keep, she likes to maintain so people think she won't follow them on land?
Like vampires.
Oh, what?
She says,
Vampires go on land.
what's this about vampires?
No, I heard the vampires, you can't come in unless you invite them, but we sort of had a dealing with some vampires, and they seemed to go wherever they wanted, so I don't know if that's true or not, you know? We met vampires, Sammy. It's been like quite a year.
We went into a place they'd already been invited to, though, I think. They were already
Right. So I don't know if that's true or not.
We were the ones who broke in that instance, actually.
We broke in, okay.
Sami says, we will have to compare notes on vampires later.
Okay, we can do that.
I'm writing a book.
She's writing a
it's
vampire
not
thing, that's
factual.
not-
Selmy, what do you know about the thing at the bottom of the anchorage?
I mean, surely
The
Tefwin
tentacle
has
thing.
been like, hey, there's something down there. Even the goddess of secrets probably doesn't know what it is at this point. I'm
She
pretty
says-
sure it's older than the gods themselves.
She says, what do I know?
Do you
Or guess.
think?
Either or.
Got any theories?
Why are we so like cagey about this stuff? I just
We're
curious
not
to what you
being
know.
cagey. We just she probably knows nothing, but she's got ideas.
She says,
Theories.
all I know is that either my God doesn't know what it is, or he's not going to tell me what it is.
They are fucking shifty like that.
Because
They are shifty like that.
I did get a bit desperate for answers at one point, and I practically begged Tithoan to tell me what the fuck I am essentially sleeping on here. And she said nothing, but
she said nothing. Okay.
I know she heard me.
Right. So, Dagmar did a bit of research in my brain library, and she did find a fairy tale book that I'd read when I was a very smallish boy. That told, what was it, Dagmar told of monsters?
Like ancient powers more ancient than the gods?
So it doesn't seem
Is
like, I
what
mean,
Kindwin remembers about it. Dagmar has done this much more recently.
Yeah,
that
creatures.
sounds right.
Creatures that were here. Basically, the gods challenged them for control of the world, and the gods won. And Salmi says, sadly, Salmi fails her history roll. and says,
Some.
well, that's new to me. That's a scary thought.
Oh, horrifying. I mean, look, if I was a native beastie of this plane and some extraplanar beings came down and kicked me out of a top position, I'd be pretty pissed too.
She's going to say to all of you, okay, have you met any gods during your time here?
So many.
Tell me, you have no idea, girl.
does just laugh in the background.
And she said, well, okay. In that case, it's probably not going to surprise you to know that in their current forms they're substantially weaker than they used to be.
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think I talked one of them into a coma at some point. So
You
Yeah,
did.
he did.
Literally.
Actually, a lot
Yep.
of the gods we meet end up leaving.
Poor bastards get headaches, get hangovers as well.
She
Mhm.
says, I'm therefore a little concerned that something that might once have been defeated by a god might now be more powerful than that god or those gods.
Mhm.
Oh,
I
that's
see
a
what you're
point.
saying. That's pretty
No.
bad. That's pretty bad, isn't it? If all the
Seems unideal.
So
That said, our running score, as far as
Uh-huh.
things that they didn't defeat,
we're doing all right. We did knock a fully part of a fully developed god off.
part of a fully
like-
developed,
Killed a god's tumor.
She says,
literally a very small piece of his brain. or
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah.
she says, was that? I heard a rumor.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that
go
was
on.
nice.
Did you kill
Yeah.
Guldag?
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
killed.
Yeah,
we did.
Winston.
We were
Okay.
calling him Winston. Yeah.
So
On
you-
account of the throwing up every time we tried to say Guldag.
So,
Yeah.
look, you've given me a lot today, so let me give you something. From what I've heard, he didn't entirely die.
Ow.
What?
Fucking
Bollock.
fuck.
But
What do you mean he didn't entirely die?
there are stories, I won't say where they're coming from, but there's a new arrival in the Hells. A new power.
The hells?
Yeah.
Okay.
And working theory is a god decided that they did not like, or perhaps they're driven away from this world, and they're making a new home for themselves elsewhere. I've heard some concerns about it upsetting the balance of power down there. Happily, this is not my provenance.
Yeah, no kidding. Oh, devils love order and contracts and balances of power. Oh, that's
No,
awful.
someone is strange. We know someone else like that.
Do we?
Yeah, dickhead with the wolves.
Oh,
Oh.
he might have quit.
He
the,
seemed to
think he's a bit
respect the
stuck
fight.
here. Mm,
Yeah, I don't think he'd do well with devils specifically.
did he? I don't know that he actually respects the fight. He respects winning.
He was a
When it's
total
him.
bitch boy.
Yeah.
And Summer says,
Anyway,
regardless, are we postulating, are we theorizing that Queen Aneth is in league with something more powerful than a god?
Yes.
when you
theory.
phrased it like that, it suddenly got a lot worse.
Rala
Yes.
looks around.
I sent Glow down actually as an octopus. And something tried to eat her. Something very large.
Tentacly.
Would
Tentacly.
by now that she's repopped and everything, Glow have told you that like it was speaking?
Oh, definitely.
Yeah,
I mean,
yeah. In fact, pretty sure Orsi would have heard that.
Hmm.
Yeah, we determined that he
Wasn't
didn't
she-
understand.
Yeah, Orsi
was
heard
she
it but
close or
didn't
out of
understand
range
it.
Or,
Yeah.
Okay.
And Rala is going to look around for you and say, well, she may have something that's more powerful, more powerful than a god. But we've got more than one god represented here, I believe.
How many gods do you think it took to take down one of these things back in the before times? How many full power gods do you think it took to take down one of these things?
Rala says, well, my god has been silent on the issue. She points at Salmi and says apparently her god is avoiding the issue as well. Looks at the rest of you.
Yeah.
Have you tried asking any of your gods? She looks at you, Orsi, and says, present, aside from you, of course.
I can't handle the amount of, father issues that are coming up today, all right? I really can't. Someone else asked us meaner or something, I don't know.
I don't think Bruin would have much to say on the matter.
I still think...
I don't think these things are partial to a drink.
Salmi says, my understanding is Bruin is a bit... Bruin is not good at holding his tongue, shall we say.
Oh, I see.
Invite him around for a
Didn't
drink.
tell you all that stuff about everything. He tells you a lot.
Shall we? Mozart?
Mozart is kind of twigging to the fact that you guys are sort of asking him to get his god drunk and talky. He's not sure how he feels about that because, on one hand, drinks with Bruin, fuck yeah. On the other, taking advantage of him.
Taking advantage if it avoids the end of the world?
It's absolutely taking advantage of him, though.
And
I could chat to Frank if you'd rather not.
Ralis says, Morzod, from what you've told me of him, is just as likely to already be drunk when he shows up. All you have to do is ask.
That is beside the point.
If he just shows up and we ask and he tells us, then...
Well, he might know something.
We could tell him where we are and he can tell us what he feels like revealing about the scary pirate death cave.
The thing is, he's going to feel real uncomfortable if you guys are creepy and weird about it.
We're not ever creepy or weird.
You ask him then.
We can
Tell
go
him to check
elsewhere.
out your...
We can be in the pool.
You could tell him, you should show him your tavern.
Yeah.
He would like to see that. He would love that.
Put a lot of work into that.
And Rala adds, look, this is probably going to run contrary to everything Salmi here would recommend, but just be genuine with him. Just say, hey, there's this thing. It's scary. Can you help us understand it? I think that's, from what you've told me of Bruin, that's the kind of thing he can get behind.
I mean, he's a good mate, that's for sure.
He likes you. Of course he likes you. You're his champion.
Mm-hmm.
You're his favorite.
So you reckon I would invite him over?
I mean, the worst that'll happen is that you'll have a great night with a cool guy.
I mean, that is very true. That is very true.
If he's on...
Mozart is being convinced visibly in real time.
Dagmar has summoned a roast boar while she's arguing,
to do this.
by the way.
If you're uncomfortable doing it, we're not going to force you. But if he does have information that can help us, we're potentially dealing with an apocalypse here. And
he is also more fun and more helpful than anyone else who is on the list to ask.
Because, honestly,
which is why we haven't done it.
Our other option is a wet, soggy death god who's on a different plane of existence right now.
She's currently backpacking.
Exactly.
And Rala will point at Vatericus and say, it's also your little friend.
Look, I can chat to Dasha. I can see what she has to say. I can also put some feelers out with Fane Othwin.
He hates you.
He does, but he often replies.
DM,
I would love to ask.
Answering text.
Yeah.
DM, are you prepared if Morzod does call in a mate, or would you have to stop and think a bit?
I've not been prepared for anything that happened tonight, but I'm quite happy. I'm quite happy for you to do it.
Okay, all right. 'Cause
I
I don't want to blow you up with.
yeah, I know.
something.
I
We
know.
had an unscheduled emotional breakdown.
I know what they
Yeah.
know. I know how much they know. It's a question of how much will you be able to get out of them, if anything.
Yeah.
And I've been going through my notes, and all I have up here is just vampires are real. That's it.
All right. Well, while you're doing that, Morzod, why don't I go see if I can get Dasha on the line, have a chat to her.
I'd love to try and talk to Pyra. That's fun.
You could definitely do that.
I'm going to.
Dagmar, if we're all calling gods, then Dagmar could call Faenothwin.
Are we all just gonna
She
pray?
believes
Is
they're
that what's
having
gonna-
a good little relationship.
We're going to go to our rooms and pray.
This is weird.
And-
So weird.
By the way, communication with gods does cross planes.
Cool. Salma, you going to talk to Tethwin? Tethwin?
While we're all
yes.
praying.
Salmi
Again,
says.
I mean, we can hang out. We can hang out there, just drink or something.
Salmi says, I don't think there's much point. Tithoan generally is not happy to divulge information that you haven't already figured out for yourself.
Tight-lipped. I mean, like I said, my friend is Tethwin touched. I get it.
So,
Righty. Well, Morzod's going to head back to his bar then, because that's obviously the perfect place to beam a message
Mm-hmm.
to the dude. He knows.
we'll make this a charisma check with advantage from Morzod. With advantage, because you're doing it from a place of power, which is a bar.
And also Morzod is aware of the gods have Omni, so if he says the full name, it's gonna ping him.
Yeah.
So he'll retreat to the bar and pour 2 drinks. And find himself somewhere comfy to sit, probably near the hearth, I think. And so he'll have his drink, and then he'll have the other one set out next to him. And so he psychs himself up a bit, because like it's been a while since he's been a cleric, and the whole formal praying thing has never really been his deal. But like he's never actually tried to get Bruin on the phone. So he sort of he's sitting there, and he says, Bruin Lark, I was wondering, you up to anything? I got this fantastic bar that I think you really got to see.
Okay. Charisma check with advantage, please.
So is that a saving or just no up on the thing
No,
here?
just, yeah.
With advantage, and let's see how bad my numbers go.
No, posse.
Well,
Well,
there you
I said
go.
20.
That's a 20. Cool.
That's great.
It's not a flaccid. Yeah, that is a flaccid 20. Sorry, I misread that for a moment.
No.
There's going to be a short pause, and Bruin Lark is going to materialize at the bar next to you. He looks tired. He looks like he might have been. Well, he'll look at you and say, "Dude, I was just about to go to bed. It's sun's just starting to come up on my side of the world, but I couldn't turn down an invitation like that."
Hey, isn't it? Well, look, there's a drink there for you. Pick that up. That'll give you at least a little bit of something, eh?
Is that all right? I think I can fit one more in.
There's always space for more. Hey, look at this, isn't it fantastic? It's what my friend, you know Ozzy with the hair and the he's got this house that he makes out of his brain, and he made this whole bar just for me. Isn't it fantastic?
I thought I felt myself. I thought I felt like a plane shift thing happening when I came here.
Yeah, it's one of them weird wizardy things.
Oh, that's cool. That's cool.
Hey, Hey, you have just sort any drinks you like here. It's really good.
This is
I've been-
even
I've-
this is even better than that place the genie made for me.
That place was pretty nice too. It had a good view. This one, it's got like whatever view you want, but like only if Ozzy can think of it,
Yeah, my
which is
place
weird.
my place doesn't have a bar in it though. I've got to do something about that.
Yeah, you have to. I mean, I guess how would you get the carpenters in for that kind of thing? It'd be kind of tricky, but yeah, that'd be all right.
How have you been anyway, old man?
Oh look, we've been out and about. We've been doing all sorts of things. It's been a long time since we catch up, but I tell you what, we're in a mess at the moment. We're currently outside this house. We are in the lair of all the pirates. Because we've come here with do you remember Rala, the one that we met on the boat, and he's only got one arm.
She says, he says, oh yeah, it's Gemdanen's
That's
avatar.
completely in character.
It is.
100%.
He said,
100%.
yeah,
That's the one.
she seems cool. You said
Oh,
pirates, so we're talking sexy
Yeah.
pirates, scary pirates.
Oh, we've got all of them. There are some sexy pirates and there are some scary pirates. And it turns out the queen of all of them is Rala's mum, and we're gonna try and get rid of her because she's real nasty.
Yeah.
She's definitely the source of some bad times. She blew up what they call it, opportunity. Yeah, that she went and blew up a whole town just because they decided they wanted to stop being pirates. It was not okay.
Oh. Why'd you gotta kill her though?
Well, look, Rala's real angry about it, and she's got one of them revenge things going on. I mean, if we just stopped her being the pirate queen and like organising all the pirates and stuff, I mean, that'd be all right. But you know, they're thinking that probably blowing things up would be least likely to get us killed as well.
Yeah, I mean, dude, maybe you should just talk to her. Like, have you ever thought of maybe not being a pirate? Like, have you maybe think about how people feel when you take their stuff and like chop their heads off or whatever pirates do. It's not nice, is it?
She's well invested though. Probably we feel like she just kind of laugh at us if we said that.
Yeah.
We're kind of rough, and we're also kind of worried because we reckon that she's in with something real scary, which is living underneath the place. We're a bit worried about that. Do you know anything about things that was here before all the gods came here?
Things that was give me a persuasion check with advantage because he's in a pliable state at the moment.
Mm-hmm. Persuasion with advantage. Let's see how bad these numbers are. 19.
19. Okay. He's going to say, oh, well, some of us was always here. Well, as long as like this planet's been here, some of us was always here. Not me, but like old Fane. He was one of the first. Little Dasha, she was here pretty much from the beginning. Desi, she's like the youngest of us. She was only here for like 100,000 years or something like that. She just sort of popped up when people started building cities. It was weird. We thought we had all the gods, and then another just shows up. It was crazy. Nice kid though. But yeah, there was like, this is before my time. Wasn't a lot of partying going on. Before there was people. But there was like, I remember a few of them talking about it, like there being, what's the word they used? Primordials, I think. Like these things that just kept messing up the world, like they just wanted it to be this, like this soup of elements, like they're from the elemental planes, I think, or something like that, and they just wanted it to just stay like a soup. And like, I think like Fane and the others are going, nah, we want people here. We want this to be a place of order. You know, kind of a drink on when you're living in soup.
When everything's soup.
Yeah, so there's like some kind of battle, a big fight, and they, and you know the old guys won. You know, that's how they tell it anyway. It was, yeah, like I said, before my time, but
Did they? Was there any other stories that they might told about them? Because if we do, if they are still hanging about, so it's a worry. I don't want to be soup.
is that what you think? I'm not here because we're on another plane, aren't we?
Yeah, but out there. There's something real scary down under the water. We sent Glow down there, and it tried to eat her.
Glow.
This bird, Aussie's bird.
Oh yeah, the owl.
Yeah, she's not really an owl, so she turned into a octopus.
I was going to ask. I didn't think I'll swim.
No, I don't think they do. But yeah,
Hell of a sight if they did, though.
No, it would. Have you ever seen them ones that they dive in and then they stand in the rocks like that? You're funny.
Oh yeah, shags.
Yeah. But yeah, we sort of worried that maybe the Pirate Queen is friends with one of them things, which like you can just imagine how bad that would be.
It says, "Oh, dude, that's heavy."
Yeah.
If it's one of those things, I mean, I never met one. Don't want to meet one, but like, that sounds really, really nasty, dude.
Yeah. And we sort of like don't really want it to get involved, but we're sort of a bit worried that it might be, and like having a pirate queen running around with one of those, being able to be friends with, that's kind of not good for anyone.
He says, "Oh, dude, from my my view, like when I made this sort of, it's not a deal, but when we sort of worked our stuff out, you and me, like he's not just for you, it's for me as well, because like,
we're just helping each other out. Yeah.
It's a mutual thing.
Yeah.
So I gotta wonder, what's this thing getting out of this relationship with the Queen?
Well,
He says, I no idea. I'm not asking you. I'm not saying you should know or you might know. It's just a fucking scary thought, dude.
It sort of makes sense. Like, what if it can't come up and we can't go down, but if it and she can talk, then that's.
What do you talk to one of those things about?
I don't know, man. Doesn't feel like there'd be much down there, especially if you're only interested in soup.
Oh man, hey dude, where's everyone else?
Oh look, there's all around here. They're also they're asking any gods that they can think of if there's any ideas they got, because we're a little bit stuck. We don't really know what to do, and we like to see what you guys think.
Oh, dude, I thought you just brought me here for a drink, and here you are, you're just pumping me for information. You're using me like you always do.
It's a good drink, though.
It is. I think you earned it.
Well, I mean, the other thing is we're looking to look after the what do they call it? The prime. We're looking to look after the place that you're hanging out in too. So like.
He says, "Yeah, don't want the world to end. That'd be bad.
Yeah, because there'd be no more drinks then.
Yeah, well, my stuff is there.
Hey, Yeah. So yeah, we are looking for a bit of help, but I did really want to show you this bar because it is just fantastic.
Cool. Now let's go to anyone else who is trying to talk to a god.
Hey, we're all
we
calling
got
someone,
it.
Yeah,
right?
I was
got
gonna say,
somebody
we
on.
all-
We got it.
We're all on the phone.
We need to see if Faye Northwood is
Yes.
gonna pick up the telephone before.
Yeah, I guess Dagmar is gonna do her normal Dear Faenoth one. We are in some deep shit with some eldritch pirate nonsense that could endanger the mainland,
We haven't been arrested
and
this time,
we
though.
could really use some advice. Not legal this time, just ancient beings shedding some light on some scary stuff. Love, Dagmar.
Just a straight charisma check, please.
Charisma. Where you live? There you live. Ooh, +1. Let's go. Ooh, 17.
I believe.
17. That's pretty good, actually. And you're going to get a response. Dagmar, I was just headed to bed. Is this urgent?
I love it. They're all in their fuzzy slippers.
But he's actually going to bed in the evening.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, sorry, but yes.
True.
This is like world ending, potentially, we think maybe. It could really spiral.
He says, all right, tell me what you know, and I'll tell you what I know.
Can Dagmar just like...
Info dump?
Yeah, can
Yeah.
we just say Dagmar says everything?
Yep, sure.
Dagmar reports, and she speaks as quickly as she is able.
And now, can you give me a persuasion check to
Yes.
charm him into
Help.
exposing some things?
Reminds me a little bit of the Dragon Ball Z fighting game.
That is
There's a bit
a-
where
22.
Sorry,
yo.
that was a perception
Ooh,
check. I meant
nice.
to ask for
Oh,
persuasion.
sorry. I can't read. That is a 8, but I am proficient, so it's a 16.
16. Okay. After a very long exposition, he is going to say, that sounds like a possum on the roof. That's
Something like
Oh no.
I even heard that. Yo.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He says, that sounds disturbing. You can sense in the sound of his voice, he's very reluctant to talk about this. But he will eventually say, there were beings called primordials
Mhm.
that tried to claim this world when it was still in its infancy. We dissuaded them of that. We hoped we had destroyed them, but there was a fear that they might have simply fled to the deepest bowels of the world. If that's what this is, you need to get out.
Right. So, no advice on how to... So, fleeing is the advice.
He says, I don't know whether you're up to this. I don't know whether I'd be up to this. Just be careful, please.
Okay. Thank you very much for answering and for endorsing my get the fuck out of the scary death cave plan. That was actually really helpful. Non-sarcastic.
He's gonna have
Patericus.
the worst anxiety sleep ever.
Yep, I'm going to set up in my room as well. Light the candles, flip the Taraka cards over, reach out to Dasha,
Okay.
and whistle a little bit to see if I can coax her out. All the usual tricks.
Charisma check with advantage because you have a special connection with Dasha.
Well, that is a 22 on the charisma check.
Okay, and what do you say?
A little bit of the same. It's a little bit of an info dump in terms of, hi Dasha, we seem to have encountered some sort of deep sea creature.
Okay.
Looking for help on resolving that particular issue. It's probably cut a deal with someone to give them unholy power.
She is going to respond. Much of my memory from those times is hazy at best, but as I recall, there was a creature called the Serpent of the Fathomless Depths.
Nice.
It was, for a time, it was the nemesis of Gemdanen. It was he who struck it down. That is all I can recall. I was not present for it.
Thank you very much. That gives us some ammunition to go back to Gemdanen with. Yes. Excellent. Well, good. Yes, if that's all you can remember, that is A-okay. Thank you for passing that information along. How are you doing? How's the new plane?
She says, well, this plane for us is, it's coming along. The new plane for the Lost Souls will be ready soon.
Wonderful.
We'll, I might need your help with something before we can set that up, but...
Of course. Let me know. I am in the middle of a pirate adventure right now, though, so I may have to get you to take a number just for the moment.
Wait, a pirate adventure? As in, are you watching a play, or are you being pirates?
No, we're being assassins, but we're masquerading as pirates.
Okay, because if you were speaking to me while watching a play, I would have been very unhappy with you.
Oh, absolutely.
Special circle of hell.
Yeah.
Play etiquette is not something I fuck with.
This is the god of silence and serenity.
For sure. Well, thank you for the update. I'm glad things are going well. Yes. Let me know when you need my help.
Try to bring you a souvenir, something with a little skull and bones on it. But in the meantime, gonna...
Yeah, Orsi's getting a hanky embroidered.
Try not to let the world end.
Orsi, what are you doing?
I think he's talking to Salmi and just less like being really casual about all the stuff they've done. Just like, oh yeah, you know, Pyra told me to. She said that there was like a bunch of wizards in the bottom of the volcano, but everyone's telling me that she was just messing with me. And like, I'm not 100% sure. I don't really know how I feel about gods right now. I'm sort of going through like a really rough spot. Like, you know, I was kind of worshipping's a really strong word, but I was sort of vibing with Gamdanen with like the whole lightning thing, but like, I don't know anymore.
Salmi is going to say to you, it sounds like if the old gods were still around, you'd have been drawn to Staud, god of knowledge, but I have to say, Tethoan is very appreciative of people who can work things out for themselves, who can solve secrets, unravel the mystery.
I do that, Salmi. I still don't know how Kaiwithel flies. The best I can do is turn a fireball into a lightning ball, but elemental magic is easy. It's plugging one plane into the other. Child's play.
And Salmi says, well, maybe you should consider speaking to Tethoan. She might be sympathetic to your concerns.
I could try, I suppose. Orsi's going to try and speak to Tethoan.
Okay.
Tethoan.
What is Orsi going to say?
Hi, Tetherwin. We haven't spoken directly before, I don't think so. I think you're well acquainted with my fiancé. The pretty one with the long hair. And my new friend Salmi. we're kind of in a pickle. We're sitting on top of some sort of giant ancient creature who seems to want to devour the world. I read about it in a fairy tale. Would appreciate the help. I did solve the riddle of the city in the clouds. That was something. I still don't know how Kite with Elf flies, though. I have no idea.
Give me a charisma check, please, with advantage, because you have a cleric of the god you're speaking to, essentially praying with you.
Charisma check. Okay. Oh, my D&D Beyond just went to a different page. I feel like this is an omen.
Your charisma is
Dear
plus
God,
0,
please
so
help
you can...
this
It's fine.
sad
I know it's
boy.
plus 0.
Yeah,
okay.
so you can just roll a d20 if you have one.
Or 14.
14. It's a short pause, and then you hear a voice say, "First, tell me about the city in the clouds."
Oh yeah, he's gonna spend the next however long he's gonna spend completely retelling that entire story and completely forget about why he messaged her in the first place, no doubt.
And when you finish, Tethoan is eventually going to say, "Well, that was new to me. I can give you a name. Shoor Ka Ro. That is, I'll paste it in the chat so you can see the spelling."
Thanks. I didn't want to ask God how to spell that.
Yeah.
Kalima. Kalima.
And
Shoor
that
Ka Ro.
is all that the God of Secrets says to you.
Oh. I mean, I can see why you work with her. He
And
seems pleasant.
Sami says, "Wait, did she answer you?"
Yeah, did you not listen to me just talking
Son of
about
a
the-
bitch.
She says, I heard you talking, but I thought she actually spoke to you."
Does she not speak to you?
"Not often." "Really?"
I mean,
she just looks around. "Really? Him?"
look.
Harsh.
Most of the gods who meet me want to throw me into a volcano, so...
Or did he say anything? Did she give you anything useful?
Yeah, I mean, maybe. She gave me a name. What's he's gonna flip? Shoor Ka Ro. Does that mean anything to you?
Nope, Sami does not speak the correct language to know what that translates to.
Oh, is this deep speech? What is this?
You can probably guess, given what, all the different pieces of information we've just gathered. You can probably guess what language this would be in. It's primordial. It's primordial.
Primordial. God damn it.
And Sami is going to say, "Names have power." And I think that is a good place to finish tonight's session. So, thank you for watching. Thank you to my players for playing. We will be back next week to see how my players, instead of going after the Queen, decide to learn about the creature that she's in a relationship with, which is not exactly how I anticipated this going, but it's fun, and I'm really interested to see what they do with this next week. So, thank you for watching. Bye.